Good afternoon, everybody. It's Hoz. I felt the need to do another podcast, a live broadcast as such, and I'm doing it as a live broadcast. And it's to do with the fact that Iran has been attacked. So I just want to get a few things off my chest. And this is a message that's going out to the American people. It's going out to politicians in America and to the MAGA base and to anyone that cares to listen to what I'm about to say. I just want to get one thing straight, yeah? The President of the United States does not have the right to unilaterally declare war on us. That power sits with the Congress. It's in the Constitution. It's in black and white. But here we are, Donald Trump, 154 days into his presidency, already dropping bombs on Iran's nuclear site. No vote, no debate, no approval, just a 3 a.m. green light bunker buster bearing through Iranian airspace. And this isn't defensive action, people. Iran didn't attack US soil. There was no imminent threat. This was No, this wasn't retaliation. It's actually escalation. And let's be clear, Iran has had every opportunity to strike back at the US bases in the region. They know exactly where American forces are. We've got them in crosshairs. We know that they're arming Israel, but we've held back. Even now, even after being bombed twice, their retaliation has been directed, or the Iranian retaliation has only been directed at Israel, till this second. I just want people to understand that's not weakness, that's discipline. That's a country trying to avoid regional war, not ignite one. But Washington pushed away and pushed ahead. We all know the Powers Act, passed in 1973, was supposed to stop exactly this. It was a president can only use military force without Congress if there's a clear and immediate threat to the United States, not Israel, not oil flows, not allies, America. America. So what threat did Iran pose? You tell me. They weren't enriching uranium for weapons grade. They weren't pointing missiles at Florida. They were negotiating. And now Congress is scrambling. Representative Thomas Massey, I believe, and Ro Khanna, a Democrat, they have filed a bipartisan resolution to rein Trump in, to put the brakes on, to remind the White House that this isn't a dictatorship. But let's be honest, the resolution isn't going to go anywhere because AIPAC owns that house, because Israeli foreign policy runs the floor, because patriotism and the rule of law lose every time, every single time when the lobby shows up. And that's why Trump will keep bombing, because he knows he can, because Congress won't stop him, because they're too scared or too bought out to even bother. So yes, there is still men like Massey and Khanna. There are still a handful of people in that chamber who believe in the Constitution, who believe in restraint, who believe in America should fight its own wars and not Israel's. But right now, they are the exception, not the rule. And that silence you hear from the rest of Congress, that's not confusion. That's compliance, people. That's compliance with Israel's will. You need to understand that. So let's ask the question. Nobody on Capitol Hill willing to ask. What's the threat? What exactly that Iran did that justified the bunker busters in the middle of the night? They haven't built a nuclear weapon. They've got a fatwa against it. It's a religious edict that explicitly forbids it. They've enriched uranium, which isn't weapon grade yet. And every international body, including the IAEA, knows it. So if this wasn't about a bomb, then what was it about? Yes, Iran does have ballistic missiles. And yes, they can reach US bases in the region. They can hit Tel Aviv, as we all know. They can strike Gulf oil fields. But let's not pretend what's new, right? That capability has existed for years. We've had these for years. And guess what? They haven't been used anywhere other than Israel. And after being attacked, after Israel bombed our capital, even after that, the US aircraft dropped payloads of their infrastructure. Iran has still shown restraint and not attacked American bases. We've only targeted Israeli military installations, not US troops, not American carriers, not regional bases. So again, where's the threat? There's no imminent danger to the United States. There was no countdown, no launch sequence, no intercepted missiles. This was not an act of defense. This was not an act of defense out of control. Because what the US and Israel can't tolerate, actually, it's not Iran's bomb. It's Iran's independence. The fact that we stand for the resistance. They don't want a nuclear-free Iran. They want a submissive one that bows its head, one that complies. And when Iran refuses, as it has done, and rightly so, they get hit, not because of what they've done, but because of what they represent. A nation outside the bloody empire of America. A country that has said no from the beginning and will continue to say no. And that is the real threat. Isn't that right? That is the real threat to the hegemony in this area. You've bombed the buildings, not the brains here. Let's not get lost in the headlines here. America bombed Iranian nuclear sites. Congratulations. Yes, the buildings are gone. Yes, the bunkers are dust, let's say. I haven't seen it yet, but let's say. But here's the part they won't tell you. They didn't stop fuck all. Nothing. Because Iran's nuclear program isn't housed in a single site. It's not stored in boxes you can blow up. It's knowledge. It's process. It's intellectual property. Developed inside Iran by Iranians. You can't destroy a facility and think you've destroyed the brain power behind it. Destroy every facility you want. But you can't destroy the minds that built it. And you haven't. They've already said it. Over 9,000 kilograms of enriched uranium has been removed before the strikes took place because they couldn't trust the Americans. It's been safely stored, relocated, protected. There was no radiation leak reported anywhere. There's no risk to any civilians, no nuclear fireball, just a pile of broken concrete and the illusions of success. That's all you've got. And now, Iran is within its right for the program to continue. Maybe not in Natanz, maybe not in Isfahan, maybe not in Fodor, but elsewhere, deeper, smarter, further underground. Because this was never about stopping the capability of Iran. It was about sending a message. And that message wasn't to Tehran. It was to Tel Aviv. The truth is brutal. This wasn't America acting in its own defense. This was America acting on Israel's demand. Let's be clear. Iran was at the table. Diplomacy was in motion twice. Once after the Israeli strike on Friday the 13th, and again just days before America launched its own attack in the early hours of yesterday or this morning, saying we're not going to attack for 2 weeks, and they attacked within 2 days, 3 days. Both times Iran showed up. Both times bombs came down. And that tells you everything. This wasn't a strategic miscalculation. This was a political decision made to please a foreign ally, not to protect the American homeland. The US says it wants peace, but it punishes those who pursue it, which is Iran, and rewards those who sabotage it, which is Israel. That's not policy. That's subservience. And every Iranian official right now knows exactly what's been proven here. America cannot be trusted in any way, shape, or form. Diplomacy with Washington dies the moment Tel Aviv picks up the phone and says, we need you to do X, Y, and Z. I just want to talk about the people, and this is my message to the American people. The people who voted for Donald Trump. Not the lobbyists, not the donors, but the actual people who voted. The ones who believed in him when he said, no more endless wars. The working class conservative, the libertarians, the soldiers, The families who sent their sons and daughters to die in Iraq and Afghanistan and said never again. They didn't vote for regime change in Iran. They didn't vote for bombing foreign nuclear sites, and they didn't vote to become Israel's bodyguard and bitch. They voted for America first. They voted for a president who promised peace, not provocation. And now, 154 days in, they're watching their president drag them right back into the sand, back into the blood, back into that lie. Because every missile dropped on Iran makes American bases in Iraq, Syria, and the Gulf a target. Every bomb dropped in the name of deterrence pulls real US servicemen in real danger. And the question the base is starting to ask is out loud, who are we dying for? Who are the American people dying for? Who are we going to die for? Because it's not for homeland security here. It's not to protect American soil. It's not even for oil anymore. It's for Israel. It's to keep Netanyahu in power. It's for the illusion of control in the region that America has already lost. And you can feel the mood shift in America. Even in Trump's own circles, isolationists, Republicans are breaking rank with him. Thomas Massey, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Even some of the diehards are saying, this isn't what we signed up for, President. Because the truth is out there now. The mask has slipped. America isn't just supporting Israel. It's doing its dirty work. It's absorbing the backlash. It's spending its blood and treasure to project Israeli power. And people are done pretending, done with the lies, done with these wars. This isn't just betrayal, it's humiliation. And that's the one thing the American right won't tolerate, because they did not vote for this. And just now, it's been confirmed. The Iranian parliament has authorized military to close the Strait of Hormuz. This is not just a headline, guys. This is a geopolitical earthquake, because 1/5 of the world's oil moves through that narrow waterway. Every tanker, every fuel shipment, every drop of Gulf oil runs through that strait. 55 tankers turned around and didn't go back into the Gulf last night. Iran holds that gate, and they've just decided to lock it. This is not just economic pressure. This is the direct military challenge to the US Navy, to the Fifth Fleet, to every American warship floating in that region, because the US will want to keep it open. They'll say freedom of navigation. This is going to be the same configuration that you had with the Yemenis in the Red Sea, but it's going to be 10 times worse, because Iran's missile ballistic systems and surface to air and surface to water are 10 times better than what the Yemenis have got. You need energy security? And Iran is going to tell you one thing. You bombed us, now we're going to block you. And if this escalates, if a US destroyer gets hit, if a drone misreads a signal, if a tanker gets stuck, and I mean sunk and stuck in a bad place, we're not talking about containment anymore here, people. You're talking about total war, kinetic, hot, unstoppable. And what are the MAGA base going to say? What's the American public going to say? Because they didn't vote for this. They didn't ask to risk their sons and daughters over fuel routes and foreign policy dictated by Tel Aviv. They just want peace and out of this shit. Now they're getting oil shocks and body bags. That's what you're going to get. Your prices are going to go up. And I tell you what, as soon as it starts, body bags are going to be going back to America. Coffins at Dover with the American flag on it. And all for Tel Aviv. This is how wars start, not with invasions, but with overreach, with one side refusing to back down and the other side pushing until something breaks. And do you know what? It just did, people. It just did. I'm going to leave it there because I don't want to turn it into a long one. But basically speaking, we are on the cusp of a massive problem. And this is all because Donald Trump needs to become the president of Israel first instead of the president of the United States of America. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. I just hope cooler heads prevail and we can dial it down. But otherwise, we're going to go into a hot kinetic war, and it's not going to be something that gets resolved by bombing overnight. It's something that's going to be protracted and long, and it's going to be a problem for everybody in the region. Goodbye.